Chapter 5. Reflections. Sarah stumbled backward, her breath catching in her throat, her heart pounding violently against her ribs. The thing standing in front of them twisted everything familiar into something grotesque. Its shape was too fluid, its motions too smooth, and yet not smooth enough. That smile stretched across its face, wider than human skin should allow, revealing jagged teeth that didn't belong to the jaw that housed them. It wasn't just wearing her voice. It was her voice. "Don't listen to it," Lily said sharply, stepping in front of Sarah and pulling her back. Her voice was a whisper, urgent and hushed. "It's not real. It's using your memory, weaponizing them." But it was too late. The creature took a small step forward, a jerky, hesitant movement that almost looked shy, like a child learning to walk, like it didn't fully understand the body it was inhabiting. "Mason misses you," it said. Sarah's breath caught mid-inhale, like she'd been punched in the chest. She couldn't move, couldn't think, could only feel. And what she felt was grief, dragged from her mind like a raw nerve. The name cut through her like glass. Noah reacted instantly. "Back!" he barked, weapon raised. The creature stopped, not in fear, but in curiosity. Its one glowing eye pulsed, its head tilted to one side, observing Noah as if studying his response. An eerie calm hung over it, a mimicry of emotion that didn't quite reach its stolen features. Then, with a ripple through its torso, as though its insides shifted positions, the creature turned and sprinted down the right corridor. Its movement was wrong, fluid and inhuman, too fast for its size. Limbs extended too far, too quickly, like joints were suggestions rather than rules. What the hell was that? Eric gasped, still reeling. "Something learning," Logan answered grimly, eyes narrowed in the direction the thing had gone. "Something adapting." Above them, the lights dimmed. Not flickered. Dimmed, as if the very presence of that creature drained power, bled electricity from the air. Noah's voice cut through the silence. "That corridor may lead to the access shaft. The schematic showed the route continued down that hall." He paused, his jaw tight. "But we need to be ready. It knows we're coming." Sarah's voice trembled when she spoke. Why did it use my voice? My son's name? Lily glanced back at her. Her tone was calm but sharp. "Because it found something inside you it could use, something unresolved, a pain it could twist." The silence that followed was thick, ash settling on old bones. No one met Sarah's eyes. Then Eric pointed reluctantly toward the corridor the creature had fled into. "We're following that thing. We're following the only path out of here," Noah replied. And without waiting, he started moving. Weapons drawn, hearts hammering, they pushed forward into the dark, deeper into Tier 3 containment. Unaware that the greatest threat waiting for them wasn't behind glass, it was already inside them. The corridor bent to the left, widening into a chamber lined with glass cells. Each chamber was sealed, its transparent walls fogged from within. The air here was cold, artificially maintained, as if refrigeration systems were still operating. It wasn't just cold, it was clinical. At the far end of the room, a decontamination chamber stood open, its door partially detached, wires exposed, flickering with the faintest pulse of dying current. Inside the first cell, a figure stood upright, strapped, head down, motionless. Logan approached first, light raised, breath controlled. "This one's recent," he said. Lily moved to the control panel beside the glass. Her fingers tapped across the faded interface. Vitals were monitored. Last reading was 22 hours ago. Sarah stepped closer, peering through the frost on the glass. Who was it? Logan swept his light across the small plaque beneath the viewing panel. His voice lowered. Subject ID, N17. Name, Noah Carter. The room went still. Noah stepped forward slowly, eyes narrowing. "That's me." Eric recoiled as if struck. What the hell is this? Lily's hands hovered above the interface, stunned. Then a flicker lit the monitor. An old video log forced itself online. They watched as a man appeared in the same upright restraints. Same room, same position. But it wasn't Noah, not exactly. He looked older, paler, hollowed out. His eyes were sunken, his jaw clenched too tightly, and his movements twitched with unnatural tension. But his face was too familiar. The man on the screen screamed, thrashing against his bonds. "Let me out! You took everything!" Then, static, black. Noah stared at the screen like it might bite. "That's not me," he said. "That can't be me." "It's a clone," Lily said. Or maybe something worse. A behavioral imprint. A synthetic construct based on your DNA, your memories. A grafted mind. Logan's grip on his weapon tightened. They weren't just making monsters. They were remaking us. A quiet click echoed through the chamber. Another door opened with a slow, whining groan. Footsteps followed. Something stepped through. It looked like Noah. It moved like Noah. But the smile it wore, that wasn't Noah's. The lights flickered and then strobed violently. White flashes and deep shadows crashed against the room in staccato bursts. The duplicate shifted its stance, mirroring Noah's posture, even the way he held his weapon. Then it spoke. "I stayed," it said. The voice was Noah's, identical. "I watched them leave, one by one, and I stayed. Isn't that what you wanted?" Noah raised his rifle. "You're not me." The clone tilted its head. "I was," it said, voice lowering. "Until they took it out, piece by piece, until all that was left was what you refused to admit." "Get back," Lily snapped, stepping between them. The thing's skin shivered, like water over oil. It rippled, convulsed. Its body shifted suddenly, as if something beneath the surface was rearranging organs. It advanced. Noah fired. The shot rang out, striking dead center in its chest. The clone staggered back, but it didn't fall. It looked down at the wound, then laughed. Not a human laugh, not Noah's laugh. A distorted, glitching rasp, like static grinding through a throat that wasn't meant to make sound. "Move!" Eric yelled, grabbing Sarah. They sprinted for the decontamination door as Logan turned, firing 2 rounds, both aimed low. Knees. The creature dropped, legs folding beneath it like a collapsing marionette. But it didn't stop. It crawled, dragged itself forward. Its fingers hooked like claws, scraping the floor as it pulled its broken frame after them. The door slammed shut behind them. They spilled into the next hallway, low-ceilinged and narrow, its concrete walls slick with condensation. Overhead, rusted pipes dripped steadily, the droplets tapping like clockwork. Their shadows danced in the flickering light, long-limbed and frantic. Noah braced against the wall, staring at his trembling hands. That thing? It was me. Or what's left of me. If we stay here long enough. Lily finished for him. You become part of it. Eric leaned forward, hands on his knees, trying to steady his breath. It knew things it shouldn't. It didn't just mimic you. It understood you. It's more than mimicry, Lily said. She brushed her soaked hair out of her face, glancing back at the door. Something flickered in her eyes. Memory. Dread. It doesn't just copy. It absorbs. Fragments of identity, personality. It doesn't just wear your face. It remembers you. Sarah wiped her face, voice quiet. So, when we think of the past, it feeds off that. Lily nodded slowly. Not like a parasite. More like a mirror, a reflection we can't control. Logan checked his magazine, hands steady but jaw tight. It hesitated before attacking. That means it retained something, some logic, some hesitation. They weren't just copying cells. They were programming minds. Eric looked up, his voice low, haunted. My first research grant. It came through a front company. I thought it was just a scholarship. Clean, legit. Years later, I learned it traced back to Delrex, a subsidiary running neural imaging software, behavioral pattern simulations. He paused. They scanned my brain, ran models. I thought it was just theoretical. Everyone looked at him. I was 20, Eric said. I didn't think it mattered. I didn't know they could keep that data, store it, build from it. Lily's voice was almost a whisper. That's how they built the profiles. Sarah frowned. You think they cloned you? Eric's mouth pulled into a grim line. No. I think they made something else. Something that remembers me better than I remember myself. A low rumble passed through the floor. Subtle, subterranean, like something large shifting behind concrete walls. Lily turned to Noah. You said the shaft was close? He nodded. Coordinates were etched on the previous frame, just ahead, down one level. Sarah didn't wait. Then let's go, she said, before another familiar face shows up. The corridor opened into a mezzanine overlooking a cavernous bay. Below them, dozens of containment tanks stretched across the chamber. Most were cracked, inactive. Others flickered faintly. But one glowed, golden, rhythmic, pulsing like a heartbeat. It stood alone, surrounded by hand-scrawled warnings and brittle yellow caution tape. Noah squinted at one nearby sign. Do not open under any circumstances. Eric read another aloud. Subject: Hybrid 0. Active: partial sentience. Unknown loyalty. Loyalty? Logan muttered. They were trying to recruit it? Lily's voice was barely audible. I don't think it ever picked a side. But someone kept it alive. They stared at the glowing tank. Its light pulsed slowly. Noah took a step back. We're not going down there. But before they could move, the lift activated unprompted. A voice crackled through the intercom, distorted, genderless, familiar in a way that made skin crawl. "Come down. You need to see what you left behind." The lift descended, empty. Below, the golden glow brightened. The hum deepened, low and resonant, almost melodic. They could feel it in their teeth. "Something's waking up," Eric whispered. Noah turned sharply. "We're not following that voice, not unless we know what it is." Lily moved quickly to a nearby terminal. "There's a secondary access panel here. Maybe we can shut the system down. Or figure out what they built," Sarah added. Lily pulled up a schematic. Most files were corrupted. Only one survived. File: Hybrid Zero Observation Log. Access restricted. Level 5. She hesitated, then pressed play. A grainy video flickered to life. A fogged chamber, a shadowed figure, a voice, clinical, female, dispassionate. Hybrid Zero demonstrates advanced mimicry and cognitive adaptability. Subject resists all psychological conditioning, displays residual personality traits, reprogramming suspended pending further review. A pause. Subject refers to the others and requests reunion. No records found. Possible memory corruption or bleed over from previous hosts. The screen went black. Lily's voice trembled. "It remembers someone. Maybe all of them." Noah stepped back. The voice said, "What you left behind." What if it wasn't talking about this facility? Eric looked around. "You think it meant one of us?" No one spoke. Then Logan, still watching from the edge of the mezzanine, called out, "There's something in the tank." They all turned. A shadow floated in the golden fluid. Humanoid, but not human. 2 long limbs. A face hidden behind a shell of bone and metal. A heartbeat pulsed faintly in the glow. It lifted its head, placed a hand against the glass. Its fingers. Almost human. Almost. Above them, the lights dimmed. The hum deepened. From inside the tank, a sound. Tap, tap, tap. Sarah stepped back. "We need to go. Now." The lift powered up again, rising, empty, waiting. Behind them, one final monitor flickered to life. 5 profiles appeared, each of them. Each labeled with a single word: clone. Chapter 6. The Reclamation Protocol. The lift hummed softly, waiting. Below, the pulsing amber glow from the tank cast flickering light through the mezzanine, painting the walls in long shadows that moved as if they had minds of their own. Every breath came shallow. Every second stretched too long. The air vibrated, not with sound, but with anticipation. A presence. Time held its breath. Then Lily turned to face the others, her voice barely above a whisper, but edged with urgency. "We need to decide. Right now. We should leave," Sarah said, her tone taut with fear. "We've seen enough. That thing, it's not just down there. It's watching us. It wants us to come to it." Logan's voice was low, unreadable, like something long buried had begun to surface. That tank wasn't just holding something, it was holding someone, and it knew us. Or at least, knew who we were. Noah didn't speak. His eyes never left the waiting lift. His fists were clenched so tightly they trembled. His jaw was locked, a storm behind silent resolve. Eric took a shaky breath. Maybe it's not about the thing in the tank. Maybe it's about what we're supposed to remember. The others turned to him. He glanced down, his voice steadier than it had any right to be. I know how it sounds, but I've been getting flashes, bits and pieces, feelings I can't explain, like I've walked these halls before, like I've already been here. Sarah frowned. You're saying this isn't the first time? Eric nodded slowly. I don't think we're discovering anything. I think we're returning. Lily exhaled, almost inaudibly. And if that's true, then something or someone made us forget. The silence that followed was thick with realization. Then the lift chimed. Ready. From somewhere below, the rhythmic tap-tap-tap echoed faintly like a heartbeat carried on concrete. They didn't speak. Together, they stepped forward, toward the truth, toward themselves, toward the thing they left behind. The descent was silent, too silent. As the lift creaked downward into the cold belly of the facility, they stood still, watching the shifting shadows on the walls, listening, not just for danger, but for recognition. Each of them tracked different corners of the chamber, seeing pieces of themselves in the blank walls, in the pipes, in the darkness. Eric gripped the railing tight, fingers white-knuckled. The temperature dropped as they sank. Frost clung to the walls. Their breath fogged the air. Halfway down, Lily flinched. It came without warning, a flash, brief, visceral. A cold room, her voice screaming, a mirror, shattered, reflecting a face that wasn't hers. She caught herself on the rail. Something's happening to me, she whispered. Sarah stepped closer. Are you okay? Lily nodded too quickly. Yeah, just dizzy. But it wasn't dizziness. It was something deeper. Cracks in the surface, memory fractures widening like fault lines, not just inside her, inside all of them. The lift hit bottom with a grinding clang. The chamber they stepped into gleamed with sterile polish, concrete floors so clean they reflected their movements. Overhead, a grid of dim lights throbbed faintly in rhythm with the glow of the tank. The amber light pulsed like a heartbeat. Next to the tank stood a control terminal. Beside it, a single chair. Noah moved first. Cautiously, the terminal's screen flared to life as he approached. Voice recognition enabled. Welcome back, Noah Carter. He froze. Logan stepped up beside him. What the hell is this? Noah stared at the terminal, not blinking. A voice interrupted from above, echoing across hidden speakers. Not robotic. His voice, distorted, older, weathered by time and memory. Sit down and remember. Weapons came up. Heart rates spiked. The tank glowed brighter. Inside, something moved and smiled. Condensation fogged the inside of the glass. A face peered through, too human to dismiss, too familiar to trust. The eyes weren't just similar to Noah's, they recognized him. Noah stepped forward slowly, until he saw his own reflection overlaying the face behind the glass. Two versions, two truths. "I've seen this before," he whispered. Sarah stood beside him. "Where?" "I don't know," he said. "But it feels like I used to know. A long time ago." The terminal chimed again. "Memory reclamation active. Do not interrupt." A soft hiss followed, then sound. Low, gentle, nodzum, almost beautiful. A lullaby laced with something else. Static pulses, subliminal tones buried beneath melody. Something old. Eric cried out, clutching his temples. "Turn it off, whatever it is. It's inside my head." Lily's eyes widened. "It's encoded. A trigger. This isn't just sound. It's unlocking something." The lights dimmed. The glow from the tank swelled. Inside, the creature leaned forward, pressing its hand to the glass. The smile disappeared. It opened its mouth and mimicked the lullaby perfectly. The tones doubled in volume, reflected, amplified. Logan stumbled back and hit the wall. "It's broadcasting. It's using us as a signal tower." Sarah grabbed Noah's arm. "We have to stop it, now." But Noah didn't move. He remembered. The room, the table, the voice, a whisper in the dark. "One of you will escape. One of you will carry the truth." Fear unraveled inside him like string, not vanished, resolved. He stepped forward and placed his palm flat against the glass. "I know you," he said softly. The creature inside mirrored the gesture and nodded. The terminal blinked one final line. Matrix stability reached. Integration phase initiated. Then the alarm screamed. Klaxons blared overhead. Red strobes painted the walls in rapid bursts of warning. Steam hissed from overhead vents. Panels vibrated with heat. A second door unlocked across the chamber. Sarah raised her weapon. "Is it escaping?" "No," Lily said, checking the terminal. "It's not trying to run, it's calling us in." Inside the tank, the figure shifted again. Then Logan stepped forward. No one noticed at first. He'd always been the quiet one, steady, stoic, watchful. But something in his posture had changed. His face didn't register fear. It registered recognition. He stared into the tank, lips parting just slightly. He saw the two long limbs, the smooth bone mask, the way it tilted its head at the exact same angle he had 100 times before in a mirror. "Logan?" Sarah asked cautiously. "I know it," he whispered. "I remember the first test. I was 12. They called me viable." The others turned to him, stunned. "What?" Noah asked. Logan didn't look away from the tank. "My family wasn't my family. Not really. I was adopted. They never hid it, but I always felt wrong, disconnected. Then the dream started. The hum, the blood, the metal. After high school, Delrex offered me a research internship. Behavioral mapping. I thought I was just gifted." His voice darkened. "I wasn't gifted. I was already made." Eric's voice came slowly, horrified. "You were one of the early subjects?" Logan nodded. "Or a backup, a failsafe? I don't know. But when I joined the military, the memories came back. And I thought I was losing my mind." Sarah's voice cracked. "Why didn't you tell us?" "Because I thought this was hell," he said. "And I was already dead." Inside the tank, the creature blinked, tilted its head, then tap, 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 once more, then again. But the second tapping wasn't from the tank. It was from behind them. They turned. Another tank, previously dark, now glowed. Amber light pulsed from its base. Lily's voice dropped to a whisper. "There's more than one." Above them, monitors lit up in sequence. "Clone status active. Hybrid protocols engaged. Genetic parallel reconstruction in progress." The floor vibrated. The tanks began to hum in unison. Eric stepped back toward the exit. "We have to move, now." But Noah stood rooted. "I don't think it wants to kill us," he said. "I think it wants to join us." The emergency lights strobed again. A third tank came online, then a fourth, then a fifth. Each one pulsed like a heartbeat. Each one began to stir. Sarah's whisper came like a prayer. What did we leave behind? Thank you for listening to this story. Your support means a lot and helps keep these tales coming. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to subscribe and follow for more dark and immersive stories just like this one. New horrors await. Don't miss what's coming next.